everybody, welcome back to KBA Knowledge Virus Ayushman, and this is the part 3 of anatomical positions. As we know, as you know, and also we know that we have covered 2 parts of anatomical positions, and in this video we are also going to discuss something intriguing. What is the difference between anatomical positions and directional terms? One of the most confusing confusing statement, or what is the difference between anatomical position and directional terms? So let's initiate the video here. So there are 2 directional terms which I had skipped in the previous video, means the part 2. Okay, so this is the final video of the anatomical positions, and the next 2 directional terms are proximal and distal. Okay, proximal and distal. Proximal means nothing but the part which is nearer to your trunk, to the body. Okay, so here what does mean the body here? In simple words, to understand it or to take it inside in our brain in an easy manner, this, okay, as you can see that this like square, okay, just forget the legs and the hands. Okay, so this is the square like shape. Okay, so this is the square like shape, and also leave the head here. Okay, also leave the head here. So this is the square like shape body, and that is called the trunk, as like you have studied also in the plant. Okay, plant structure. So here in this case, the parts remaining the trunk which are nearer to the trunk or the body are known as proximals. Okay, so here, to understand or contemplate or emphasize our whole attention upon the proximal, it is dominant or significant to understand or to know about the comparison. Okay, so here the significant or the key role to understand the proximal is the comparison. Okay, so now we will compare distal and proximal. So if we will perceive these 2 items as equal or pairs, then we can understand everything in an easy manner. As like here, okay, you can see my body here. So here, this is my hand. Okay, in normal manner. Proximal means the parts which are nearer to my trunk. I like my shoulder. Yeah, it is obvious because it is attached to my trunk. So because of this reason, it is proximal. But also I can say it distal. So we will discuss it later. Okay, here this is my humerus. Okay, this is my humerus, and this is my elbow. Here distal is the opposite of proximal. Means if proximal is nearer to the trunk, then distal is the farther part of the hand or of any part of the body which is farther from the trunk. As like here in this case, the elbow, the wrist, the fingers here. Okay, so in this scenario of circumstance, means the comparison is being processed in this scenario of circumstance of contemplating upon the comparison. Okay, the concept of comparison. Okay, here just in an easy manner I'm trying to teach you or explain you. Here this is the humerus. Okay, my humerus is proximal. Okay, my humerus is proximal to my trunk. Okay, my humerus is proximal. My humerus is proximal to my elbow. My elbow is proximal to my wrist. My wrist is proximal to my fingers. So it's all about the comparison. Okay, comparison means like this is my humerus. Okay, my humerus is nearer to my trunk. Okay, nearer to my trunk compared to my wrist. Okay, again, my humerus is nearer to my trunk. Okay, nearer to my trunk compared to my elbow. Yeah, and my elbow is nearer to my trunk compared to my wrist, and my wrist is nearer to my trunk compared to the fingers. Okay, fingers. That's cool. Yeah. Then now let's dive into the elaboration of distal. It's extremely simple, as exactly the logic of the proximal. It is the farther part. Okay, so let's again repeat this process. Okay, repeat this. process. Okay, here my fingers are distal. Okay, my fingers are farther from my trunk compared to my elbow or wrist. Okay, first of all, wrist. My fingers are farther from the trunk compared to my wrist. Okay, wrist. And my wrist is farther from the trunk. Okay, my wrist is farther from the trunk compared to my elbow. Okay, and my elbow is farther from my trunk compared to my humerus. And this is all over. This is very simple. You can understand it, I think. I hope that you understood it. Okay, so now let's come back to our exact elaboration. Yeah, this is the exact elaboration. So now let's dive into another two directional terms, superficial and deep. Okay, so superficial means nothing but the upper part, okay, the upper layer of our body. I was like, the upper layer, what is the upper layer of our body? Very simple, my skin or your skin or anyone's skin or human body skin. So this is the superficial. Superficial means nothing which is nearer to our outer skin or the epidermis. Okay, like here you can say the muscles are superficial to the bone. Here on this case, in this dual case, also the significant role of comparison matters. Yeah, here like this, that superficial and deep. Okay, so let's understand them both. So here this is the skin. Okay, here you can say that, as you know, the muscles are connected to the bone, but they are just above the bones, and the bones are below the muscle. Okay, the muscles are above the bone. Okay, as like this is the bone, and muscles are above and bones are below. Okay, as like this. So here you can say that my muscle or human body's muscle is superficial to the bone. Okay, or compared to the bone. Okay, because it is nearer to the epidermis or skin. Okay, as like this. When it's all about the deep, means which is the farther part from the skin. Okay, or which is present in a deep or the deep of the body. Okay, like you can say that my bone is deep to my muscles, because muscle is very near compared to the bone. And here I was like, we are using the word compared, so this means that there's a significant or dominant role of comparison here. Without comparison, or without applying the role or the constitution or rule, or without adding or addition of the constitution of comparison, we can easily understand the directional terms, because they are performing like a dual nature. Not like that, but they are like in a pair or using the constitution of comparison. Okay, so here let's move to another two directional terms. So they are not exactly two, but they are medial, lateral. Means they are medial, lateral and intermediate. Medial, lateral and intermediate. Okay, so here this is very simple to understand. Okay, like my mic is here. Okay, my small mic is here, which is, if we will draw a vertical line, okay, a vertical line exactly at the point of this small mic, then we will acquire to know that it will have my body into equal halves. Okay, very simple to understand. Try to visualize this. Okay, the visualization will take you at the next level. Albert Einstein had said that logic will take you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. Please keep it in the mind to move extremely forward. So here is the mic. Okay, think of a vertical line just moving above this mic. Okay, but moving at the exact path of the mic is present in my body or in my t-shirt. Okay, so as looking ahead is this, and the line or vertical line will go like this. Okay, it will it will divide my body into two equal halves, okay? So the parts which are exactly nearer to the middle vertical line, okay, which is dividing me into two equal halves, is known as the medial, and lateral is exactly the opposite. Lateral means the components of body parts of the entire body which are present at the farther part compared to this line or measuring to this line are known as laterals, okay? Very simple to understand. There's an enormous or close contrast among these two directional terms. Means one is medial and one is lateral, okay? So as like this is the center line, okay? As you can see that my nose is exactly at the center line. So this will be called as medial, okay? Medial compared to my eyes, okay? And my eyes will be known as medial, okay? Will be known as medial compared to my ears, okay? And my ears will be known as lateral compared to my eyes. My eyes is said to be lateral compared to my nose, as like this is the case. And intermediate means the parts or components of the entire body which represent exactly the middle point of two individual directional terms, medial and lateral. As like here in this case, ear is the lateral one compared to the nose, and in the middle there are the cheeks, and the cheeks are the intermediate. And when it's all about the hand, okay, then this is the shoulder, the proximal one. We will leave this in this case, okay? So my hand is like this, okay, and this is the elbow, and this is my fingers, and this is my shoulder, which is nearer to this center line, okay? This is center line. So here in this case, so the middle point, okay, is known as the intermediate. This is the lateral compared to this shoulder, and this is the medial compared to these fingers, okay? Means the shoulder. And here between the or among the comparison of these two individual directional terms, there's a next level of directional terms came into the elaboration of these two distinctive kind of directional terms, means the intermediate, and this is exactly at the center of these two directional terms. So this means this is the intermediate. So in normal way, you can also understand that as like this is the middle, okay? Intermediate means the middle stage, okay? So now the final elaboration of this video means the difference between anatomical position and directional terms, okay? Anatomical position means the posture of standing to identify the directional terms in that figure of body. As like here, the normal posture of standing, or the exact portion or determined posture of standing to identify the directional terms in that body is like this. Palm will straight, okay, and the thumbs will be like this, okay, will be like this, far away from these four fingers, and your head will be straight, and your foot will be straight, joint, okay, they will joint to each other, and your neck will be also straight, okay, no downwards, okay. This is all what the anatomical position is, okay. Means the posture of standing to identify or to guess or to determine the directional terms in that or upon that exact biological body, okay. So when it's all about the directional terms, there's no need to be confused here. Directional term means the directions of the exact components or parts of the body, not the posture. Posture means the anatomical position, and directional terms means the directions of distinctive parts of your body, as like my head, my chest, my stomach, my hands, okay, my humerus, my wrist, my fingers, these all are. So this is the end of the video, and I hope that you understood everything properly. And in the next videos, I'm gonna make something intriguing. So I think I request you that please comment, not exactly, but if you're interested to gain more knowledges, okay, or if you are at the next level of JOS level, to gain more knowledges, please subscribe the channel and like and share the channel, and also comment that I'm interested to gain more knowledges.